Okay, so today we're going to learn how to write dialogue. And dialogue is when someone is talking to someone else in a book. And when someone is talking to someone else in a book, they use quotation marks. And I'm going to show you what these look like in this book. This is called One Cool Friend. And we're going to read it and see how this author, Tony Buzzeo, does dialogue. So One Cool Friend. Elliot was a very proper young man. So on Saturday morning, when his father said, "Family fun day at the aquarium, shall we go?" These are quotation marks. Do you guys see those? These are quotation marks. This is dialogue. This is dialogue. So what I notice is that in between the quotation marks, he's got a capital letter and he's got punctuation. Are they inside the quotation marks or are they outside the quotation marks? What do you guys think?
Inside.
Oh, no, they're inside. See? They're inside. If they were outside the quotation marks, they would be over here. They're inside the quotation marks. These two little dots are quotation marks, two little slashes. So his father said, "Family fun day at the aquarium, shall we go?" Elliot thought, kids, masses of noisy kids. But he only said, "Of course, thank you for inviting me." I want to show you something else I noticed. So look at right here. He thought that in his head. But when he said it out loud, they had to put quotation marks because this is dialogue. And he said, "Of course, period. Capital letter, thank you for inviting me, period." And are all those inside the quotation marks or outside?
Inside.
They're inside. Very good. At the aquarium, Elliot's father settled on a bench to read his National Geographic. "Have some fun, Elliot," he said. And then I noticed the quotation marks. And I noticed right here how he put a comma there. I wonder what he did that for. We're going to have to pay attention and see. So Elliot did. He skipped the mobs of kids at the giant saltwater tank, amazing jellies display, and hands-on tide pool exhibit. At the end of the hall, he discovered penguins! In their tidy black feather tuxedos with their proper posture, they reminded Elliot of himself. Even Ferdinand Magellan looked like his kind of guy. And here's Ferdinand Magellan, and he's the guy that discovered these penguins. At noontime, Elliot's father asked, "Are you having fun?" I noticed something else. Look, there's a comma right here, but there's punctuation. There's an end mark on this one. "Yes, thank you," said Elliot. There's a comma on that one. I wonder why they put a comma there and not a period. "May I please have a penguin?" And look at this one. He has a question mark there. "Sure," his father said, and handed over a $20 bill. "That's very kind," Elliot said, and headed off. Look it, there's a comma on this one. I want you to see this. Are you ready? That's very kind, and then there's a comma, and then what's it followed by? Elliot said. Look it on this one. "Yes, thank you," and there's a comma, and what's it followed by? Said Elliot. Do you think if our dialogue ends with said Elliot or said Alex or Alex said, do you think that's when we would put a comma in our dialogue? Yeah, I think so. And look it up here. When we say Elliot's father asked, or if we said Zayden said, then we'd put a comma after said and we'd write, "Are you having fun?" And that's when we'd put punctuation. That's a question mark or an end mark on there. Just things to be noticing. Elliot emptied the school notices from his backpack, selected the smallest penguin, and popped inside. Put the penguin in his backpack. His father asked, "Where's your penguin?" "In my backpack," Elliot said. "Thanks for asking." Look it. There's a comma there, and there's an end mark here. I think we're right. And there it's followed by Elliot said, and there's a comma there. I'm going to make sure when I write my dialogue, that's how I do it. In his room, Elliot dialed the air conditioner down to its coldest setting. "Maybe you'd like to skate?" Elliot asked. "Ah!" said Magellan. So Elliot dragged his old wading pool upstairs, then fed the garden hose through the kitchen. He fed it through the kitchen window and turned on the faucet. "Forgive the inconvenience," he said as he passed his father's office. Soon, the air conditioner had done its work. Later, Elliot knocked on the door of his father's office. "I have some research to do at the library about Magellan." "When I was in 3rd grade, I got Captain Cook," his father said. "Where did you keep him?" Elliot asked. But his father had already returned to charting the changing boundaries of the Great Barrier Reef. Elliot and Magellan rode to the library. When Elliot sat him on the librarian's desk, Magellan held completely still. Miss Stanbridge didn't blink an eye, even when Magellan blinked. She helped them access www.penguinsonice.com, copy pages from Antarctic Antidotes, and borrow Best Behavior for Birds. On the way home, Elliot stopped for 8 bags of ice and a snack. Luckily, his father's $20 bill was just enough to cover it. "How did the research go?" Elliot's father asked from behind an atlas. "Great! Magellan was perfect!" Elliot said. "Just like Captain Cook," his father said. Elliot read his library book aloud while Magellan cooled down. They shared a bag of goldfish crackers, but Magellan was still hungry. "May I please bake frozen pizzas for supper?" Elliot asked. "That's nice of you," his father said. "But the only flavor we have left is anchovy." "Perfect," Elliot said. "Magellan loves them." That evening, Elliot knew or heard his father rummaging for ice cream. Luckily, Magellan had politely moved the carton to the front of the freezer shelf. Unfortunately, Magellan forgot his manners overnight. When Magellan awoke, he was longing for a swim. Elliot drew him a deep tub of cold water. He left Magellan diving and holding his breath. "I think I'll have a bit of a soak," Elliot's father announced. "Wait," Elliot said. "I left my penguin in there." "I'll set him on the hamper and do my best not to splash." "Elliot!" Elliot rushed to the door. "Young man, where did this penguin come from?" Elliot's father demanded. "The southern tip of Argentina," Elliot said. "That's right," his father said. "As for Captain Cook," he added, "he came from Galapagos Island." Okay.